once you start to get close in the way of seeing too much, and this is just a natural process for they're unconscious to the fact that they do this. They're not even aware that they're doing it. Something deep in the biology, something deep in that primal state, in that animal state, makes them do this. So as soon as you start to see both sides of the female, as soon as you start to see that, this person's got two sides. This isn't something that us guys make up. It's not something that men see and just projecting out there. This is how it is. This is reality. Women have got two sides, and it coincides with the menstrual cycle. So they've got it's called the Madonna and the whore. So they've got the Madonna side, they've got the side that, and they believe both sides. So that's why when you're in a relationship with somebody, and you feel that, fucking hell, 1 minute she's telling me this, the next minute she's telling me that. 1 minute she's behaving like this, the next minute she's behaving like that. 1 minute she's telling me this story, but then she's telling me this story, so it's lie, she's lying. No, she believes both. She absolutely believes both, hands down. She believes both stories are true. She believes that she wants love. She believes that she wants connection. She believes that she wants affection. She believes it. But then there's the other side that doesn't want that. That doesn't want connection, doesn't want love. Wants to be devoured. Really sexual, really risky behaviours, really risky sexual behaviours. That's the side that women don't want you to see. They want to be seen through society. This is through all these love songs, through all these movies that they watch as kids, through what the parents tell them. It's conditioning, it's programming. But deep within that psyche, deep within biology, that primal animal state, which coincides with the menstrual cycle, this is who they are. That's who they are. This is who females are. It's not, don't give a name to somebody, I don't know, Donna or whatever it might be. They're not. They're animals. We're all just, that's what we are. You start putting names to things and names to people, then you start individualising people. You start becoming, it's that person. It's not. You've got to think that's it's biological. It's happening. It's a primal state. As soon as you see that, as soon as you start to question that, so you start to say that, I don't know, but you said this the other week, and then a week later, you're telling me something totally different. Like you're behaving like this, but then a few weeks later, you're behaving like that. You start to give her all that love, all that affection. You'll be disregarded and chucked out in the blink of an eye. Because you start to see too much. She's unaware that she's even doing that. She's unaware that that's the reason why. It's these guys that never see it. It's these guys that pander to it. It's these guys that are just consumed by that cycle of a woman, by that menstrual cycle of a woman. That'll be played like a little puppet on a string. You'll just be played for the rest of your life. You'll be constantly in a backwards and forwards. Believing this, believing that, not believing this, not believing that. Your mental health will decline. It happened to my dad. My dad tried to commit suicide because of this exact process. He didn't have a clue what was going on. It happened to me. It happens to men up and down the country, all over the world. They've not a clue that this is happening, and it all coincides with nature. If only people knew that. As soon as she starts to be distant, as soon as she starts lying, as soon as she starts being negative, being moody, back off. You back off first. Stop engaging. Stop reacting. Stop believing the lies. Because she'll believe them till they are, but she'll believe them till it's true in both senses. So it's true in her mind. Even though she's telling two different stories, it's true, it's real for her, it's true for her. Step out, step back. Leave it 2 weeks, wait till she starts ovulating again, and then watch how it turns. She'll be loving. Why is that? Because she's trying to attract a mate. She wants them risky sexual behaviours. She wants to be loving. She wants to be connected. She wants hugs. She wants loving. Why? Because she's trying to procure a mate. She wants to mate. She's trying to have a child. Even though she might have a child, or have a few children, but that's what she wants to do. And then once she's ovulated, once she starts a menstrual cycle, boom, she's not interested. So if you're unaware of that, what the fuck is that going to do for a bloke? Women are unaware of that. Men are unaware of it. The females are not aware that that's happening. Why that's on a cycle. And they feel all these feelings when they're ovulating. Which is real, it's true for them. They want that when that is happening. But then when they're not, they don't want it. They'll say, well, I didn't want that. You're making it up. It's nothing to do with me. I didn't say that. Well, I don't really mean it. And you're like, what? But you said it a week ago. So I'm just carrying on that conversation with you. And you're like, but she'll truly believe when she's in a menstrual cycle, she'll truly believe. It's not lying, she believes it. There's nothing, she never said it. She's nothing, I don't want that. This is nature. This is what happens. And then 2 weeks later, when she's ovulating again, fucking right, it's game on again. If you're not aware of that, and you think she's lying and it's all this shit going off, which it is, it must be fucking horrendous to be a female. Not just living with that cycle, but living with the thoughts in your head. If you're unaware that you're the thoughts in the head, which coincides with what I talk about on this channel, if you're unaware that you're the ego, you're the mind, you're the thoughts, if you're unaware of that and you're living with that cycle, your fucking head must be in the bin. If you're a female. I'm sorry, but it must be. It must be the most fucking challenging. This third density must be so challenging. Because it's challenging anyway without a menstrual cycle. Innit? If you're just living from thought, mind, ego. If you're unaware of that, that suffering's there. Suffering ends at the end of thought. So if you're just consumed by that all day and you're living through that cycle of not knowing what is happening to you, you truly believe that all these love stories and all this that you've been told and all these movies that you watch and happy ever after and all this, but it's not really what you want. It's not what nature has programmed you to do and to be like. But you've been conditioned and programmed to think that it is. It's not. That's not your biological clock, is it? That's not how it works. If you see that in a female and you'd say that to her, she'll either run for the hills and you'll never see her again because you've seen too much, or she'll love you for the rest of her life and you'll love her for the rest of your life. But it's only a female that is aware of it herself. She's not aware of that in herself, then you've seen too much, haven't you? You've seen that there is two sides. You're not lying. You truly believe that you want all this when you're ovulating, but you're mean and you're envious and you're bitter and you're moody and you've got all these negative emotions. You're vindictive. You'll go out of your way to destroy people. You'll lie. You'll do all these things when you're in your menstrual cycle. But that's nature. That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's just that it's been covered up with all this fairy tale shit of marriage and kids and happy ever after. It's not the way it's going to be. And men are sucked into that. Sucked into this of, that's why women dress themselves up and all they're doing, that's nature. They're going out looking for a mate. And men are sucked into that. And then they're in that cycle with the female. They're in that, what the fuck is going on here? I've lived that. I've breathed it and wondered what was happening. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. That's why I've spent so much time on my own, to be able to understand this stuff, to be able to understand our minds and why these things happen. Because it's happening to people up and down the country, all over the world, and they just haven't got a clue. And shame for a female. They don't feel guilty or anything. They don't for, I don't know, chucking you out or whatever it might, because they truly believe when they're in that cycle that that's right. It was the right thing to do. I've now mated, I've now got a child, this person's become non-existent. I don't need this person in my life. I've done what I need to do. I've mated, I've got a kid. That's what I need to do. Whether your soul journey is 1 child, 2 child, 3 child, doesn't matter. My soul has done what it needs to do. I discard that male now. And there is no guilt for doing that. There's shame. That's the one underlying feeling that all women are trying to protect themselves from, shame. That's why they'll never really say that this is what they really want. They don't want love. They don't want all this stuff. Underneath that, the natural primal state of a female, they want to be devoured. They want them risky sexual behaviours. But society has buried it under the carpet. So that's where the shame is. You start to see that in a female and start to see that that is what that female wants. It's shame that she'll shut it down through shame. She'll start to say that you're the problem. That it's you who wants that. Nothing to do with me. I don't want that. Even though she's telling you that during ovulation. It's nothing to do with me. You keep doing that. You keep saying that. It's lies. I don't want anything to do with that. And she'll go out of her way to smear and lie about it to other people. All because of shame. All because she doesn't want to be seen in society as something that this society, only society, it's not real, that society says that women shouldn't be. But they should. That's who they are. And that's both sides. The loving side and so the Madonna and the whore. Both sides of a thing. If you see that, you're very lucky if you see it and that woman says, yes, thank fuck for that. Somebody gets me. Somebody knows who I am. Somebody knows what I'm about. If you come into, that's where your spiritual journey, that's where the fire is. That's where the ignition is. If somebody's close to that and they don't see it, you're not going to connect. It's impossible. One, it's impossible to connect with somebody that's so consumed by thought if you've done the work. But how can you connect with somebody when you're seeing them as they are, as they're truly meant to be? Both sides, 2 sides in every female. If you're seeing that in somebody and they just don't see it, it's impossible to connect, isn't it? But if you see it and they've already seen it in themselves and they're accepting of that and you're accepting of that, there's both sides. There's gonna be this fire in you. There's gonna be this distance in you. There's gonna be this hatred towards me. There's gonna be this hatred towards other people. There's gonna be this enviousness. There's gonna be this toxicness, this anger, this mood. But I see that in you. I know that this is happening because of this cycle that you're on. Step back. Don't get involved. Don't be triggered by it. Don't let them hurtful things hurt you. Don't let the lies hurt you. Just know that she believing it in the moment. Whatever she says, she believes. When she comes out of that and she comes into ovulation, then you can experience that. Don't believe it. Experience it and go with it, but don't believe it, because in a week's time she's not going to believe that. But you see it and she sees it. That is where the fire is. That is where 2 hearts connect. That is where your twin flame lies. Go out and find that person. You might never do. You might never ever do. But if you see it, maybe one day you get to experience that. I'm not there. I've not met anybody like that. Will I? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not on a journey to go looking for it. If it's my soul's, if it's meant to be for my soul, then I'll experience that. Will I want to experience that? Of course I want to experience both sides, and the female to be able to see that in herself, and me to see that, and to be that acceptance in both of us, that there is these two sides. Would I be right? I'd love to experience that with somebody, but I'll just not come into contact with anybody that knows that about themselves. Will I do? Don't know. Only my soul knows. Only my higher self knows.